Okay, so now follow me. Let's look at the numbers. Watch out with the drill right there. So, what would you guys do? Check the numbers out on this transaction. Just curious what you guys would do if you guys were in my position. So now this property was appraised at $115,000. Okay, we are in it 65K. This is a loan that we have on it. So that's the loan, that's what it's worth. If you look at it, so this is 35, 40, 45, 50. We're looking at about 50K in equity. This is the magic question. Do we leave the deal, or do we extract the equity by maybe selling it and reinvesting? So let me first show you guys the numbers that we have now. The numbers that we have now is this $9,000 invested. So $9,000 are invested of cash, and we are receiving approximately $3,600 annually. If you guys follow what I do at all, or any, you guys know that I look at return on investment. So 9K invested and you get almost $4,000 of that, you're looking at approximately a 40 to 50% rate of return.
When we refinanced it, we also got back about $3,500.
I know, that's what we already did the math, so that was 12,000 minus 30.
Aparte.
So this is approximately what it is. My wife is saying that the deal is even sweeter than that. So let's call it 50% rate of return. So we're getting a 50% rate of return because we have less cash invested and we're making annual income. But this is the question. Do you come in, what would you guys do? Would you guys come in, sell the property? So if you sell the property, let's say out of that 50K, you make 40,000. So now you have 40,000 to invest with. If you have 40,000 to invest with and you're making anywhere between a 30, let's say maybe a 50%, if you're making a 50%, all of a sudden you take the same transaction with a little more work, and if you make 50% ROI, that means that annually, if you take that same capital and invest it in a similar fashion, you'll turn the same investment instead of $3,600 annually, you could turn that into $20,000 annually. I hope it makes sense. So here, this is the way it currently is. You leave the equity in the deal, you don't sell it. We're currently about $9,000 in. My wife says it's a little bit less, but now that's about $100 annually. Let's just call it 50% rate of return. You could sell it, come in, use that capital to reinvest it. All of a sudden, that same capital, that same deal will make you $20,000 a year rather than $3,600 a year. But let me give you guys the cons about it, the negatives about it. The negative here on this side would be more work. Now you have to go out, sell this one, and buy another one. So that's more work. But the other thing that's really challenging is more debt. So the way these rate of return works out so well, these rates of return is because you're using leverage, you're using other people's money. And since you're using other people's money, it increases your rate of return. So if you come in and you take that 40 grand, you take that 40 grand and reinvest it, you're gonna be in a lot more debt than you are into here. So this position here would be less debt. Over here would be more debt. So this is more debt. So that's the downfall. You know, do you want to leverage everything, make more cash flow, be more in debt? Or you're more like, you know what, even though if it's only $3,600 a month, I can't wait till one day I own this property free and clear and I'm making more cash flow because I don't have a monthly payment. By the time you don't have a monthly payment, you're looking at, since we're paying about $400 a month and principal and interest on this property approximately, you're looking at $4,800 in more cash flow once it's paid off. Once it's paid off, that's an extra $4,800. You add $3,600 that we're currently getting, so that's you're looking at about $8,400. So if you wait it out, you wait until you pay off the house will be debt free. So a lot of people like the feeling of not having any debts, but you only be making $8,400, where you could sell the asset, leverage it into more real estate, maybe a small apartment complex. With 40 grand, you could go in, maybe get into an apartment complex. The one that we just bought and we're selling now, we got into that apartment complex with 60 grand. So now, you could probably do something a lot bigger with 40 grand, come in, make more cash flow, 20 grand in cash flow, but more leverage, less leverage. So what would you guys do? So that's an interesting question. So what would you guys do? Would you guys sell it, reinvest it, make more money, or keep the secure way, just keep paying off the debt even though it's less cash flow? So that's a good question, something to really look at with this property.